turned away, intending to storm down the hall, but he had his arm looped around my waist, lifting my feet off the ground to drag me back before I even took the first step. "Man, get your ass in here and stop playing." "Get your fucking hands off me," I said, shoving him away, but not until we were well inside, with the door closed. Tariq was still tall and solid from his years in the NFL, and impervious to any amount of physical force I could exert against him. But he moved anyway. He stood in front of me with his arms crossed, glaring at me, and I glared right back. "You know you have a lot of nerve, right?" he asked, rubbing a hand over his face before he shook his head. "You come here in the middle of the night with that mouth of yours in full effect. What is it? What's up?" I could ask you the same thing. I tossed my purse onto the couch, then stripped off my coat, tossing it beside my back. "You're the one with the attitude." He laughed harder than necessary at that, head tossed back and everything. "So, you're going to pretend to be surprised by that? Is that what we're doing?" "Yes, it's exactly what we're doing." "Look," I said, glancing at him over my shoulder as I strolled across the room to the bar. "Are you going to tell me why you're mad or not?" Silence built between us as I dropped ice into 2 glasses, then pulled the stopper from the decanter of cognac. My fingers shook as I poured, willing myself to appear cool and collected, refusing to look at him again before I was finished. I was placing the bottle down when I felt the heat from his body behind me. I sucked in a breath as he snaked an arm around my waist, then used his other hand to sweep my hair to the side. "Kora, you're in my condo at damn near midnight, smelling like another motherfucker's cheap mass-market cologne, after I told you to stay away from him. You let him take you out, get you tipsy, let him fuck—" "Absolutely not," I snapped, turning in his arms to face him. He grunted, then put his hands against the bar on both sides of me, keeping me in place. "But you intended to." I shook my head, tipping my chin up to meet his eyes. "Absolutely not." "The shoes say something else." A smile tipped the corners of my mouth. "You like my shoes?" "They're fulfilling their purpose." I yelped as he easily lifted me off my feet, sitting me down on the bar and spreading my legs to step between them. He lowered his mouth toward mine, but didn't touch me, grinning and pulling back when I tried to lift my lips to his. Placing his hands underneath my thighs, he gripped me, dragging me forward and making my dress hike up around my waist. The pads of his fingers dug into my flesh as he pulled me against him, leaving only the thin layers of my panties and his boxers between me and his dick. "He hugged me," I explained, after long seconds had passed of him doing nothing. I squirmed against him, trying to create some friction, but he grabbed me by the waist, holding me still. It was like he'd bathed in that funky shit. That's the only time he touched me. Tariq gave me a subtle nod, then lowered his head to tease me again. He chuckled as he easily pulled his head from my attempt to grab him. "You shouldn't have been out with him in the first place, should you?" "Tariq." He moved his hand between us, between my legs, brushing his fingers over the soft lace that covered my clit. He pressed down, not nearly hard enough, then lowered his head to my ear. "Should you?" "No," I whimpered, when he pressed a little harder. "So then why?" "He was nice, and he's sweet, and he's—" "Not in your league. Not even in the same fucking sport." I sucked my teeth. "According to who?" "According to me." "I met him at your office building." Tariq frowned. "Even more reason to leave him alone. He's a goddamn accountant, Kora. What is an accountant going to do with you? And vice versa. We're not even talking Wall Street money. He's barely making Main Street money." "So?"